What's up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here, and today we're going to explore Ethan's greatest nightmares from Resident Evil Village. Specifically, the fear that manifested itself during his encounter with Donna Beneviento. In this video, we're going to analyze the grotesque, baby-like creature that chased Ethan around the Beneviento mansion and determine what and who exactly this may be. So, without further ado, let's get started. Careful observation of Ethan's journey to Donna Beneviento's mansion reveals that the fog he traversed through is anything but a product of nature. In fact, upon entering the library located in the lower floors, it is evident that Donna was experimenting with alkaloids derived from mountain flowers. Alkaloids are naturally occurring organic compounds that play several different roles in plant metabolism and physiology. Their effects on humans are quite diverse and range from medicinal use to outright toxicity. Interestingly enough, the unique flora that was indigenous to the mountainous region where the Beneviento mansion was located had a special synergy with Donna's powers. After her implantation with the Cadeau parasite, Donna developed the ability to secrete special pheromones that interacted with the infected plant life, which resulted in powerful hallucinations for unsuspecting victims. In Ethan's case, the moment he crossed the wooden bridge, he had fallen victim to Donna's trap and was exposed to the airborne alkaloids she had created to synthesize with her hallucinogenic powers. Further evidence that supports Donna's reliance on illusions can be found in Mother Miranda's lab notes. All throughout Ethan's time at the mansion, he saw visions of Mia and Rose and expressed his doubt that his infant daughter was normal. Since Mia's pregnancy, Ethan had suspected that there was a possibility his daughter had traces of the mold infection. The exposure that both Ethan and Mia were subjected to during the Dolby incident was far greater than either of them could have ever imagined. It was this fear that resulted in the horrific manifestation of Ethan's worst nightmare. The gigantic, deformed fetus was none other than Rose. Despite the fact that Ethan loved his daughter unconditionally, he always feared that she may truly be a monster. The paranoia that he had been suppressing was brought to the forefront of his mind with the aid of Donna's moldy concoction. The truth is, the baby monster that seemed to be pursuing Ethan all throughout the mansion was nothing more than a figment of his imagination, a product of Ethan's denial that Rose was unaffected by the mold infection that plagued the Baker residence. A projection of the monstrous form that Ethan feared Rose may take once she realized her powers and abilities. So you may be asking, how does a figment of imagination result in Ethan's death? Well, the truth is, the human mind has nearly limitless capabilities, and immersion and suspension of belief can result in one's brain perceiving a physiological response such as pain, to such an extent that it could be harmful to one's physical form. In essence, when Monster Rose seemingly captures and kills Ethan, it is simply Ethan likely dying of a heart attack or shock due to his fear-induced state. This, coupled with the hallucinogenic substance being pumped into his body, resulted in an enhanced biological response that could likely result in death. Perhaps the more vivid one's imagination, the more powerful the toxic effects of the mold-infected flowers and their alkaloids. Lending a careful ear to the fetus's shrill cries reveals that the baby is calling out for her dada. This eerily playful babble is incredibly unsettling and provides us with a great amount of insight of Ethan's dark secrets that he hid away in an attempt to lead a quote-unquote normal existence. In the end, we learn that Rose was indeed impacted by the mold and was far from a normal human. But considering her biological parents, it's not too hard to understand that a molded creature and human could sexually reproduce and create the perfect bioweapon, one born outside of harsh lab conditions and nurtured with the tender, loving care that only parents could provide. Perhaps it was this less intrusive method of creation that produced a being with human emotions and limitless potential. We can only hope that Rose, under Chris Redfield's testing and training, can equip her with the skills she needs to prove whether or not she will live to become a force for justice or Ethan's greatest nightmare. Now, what do you think Rose will end up choosing? If you agree with this theory, comment nightmare down below. And until next time, it's the Inhuman One, signing out.